Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Rabbit Hole Show. How are you doing tonight, Dave?
I am good. Hello, everyone.
So, tonight, we're going to just get right into it. We're talking about our top 10, 20 foods that pretty much last indefinitely. And some of them on this list you might find surprising. And of course, number one is raw honey. So I'm looking at this website here. It's on Reader's Digest, and the very first thing that it says is stored properly. Um, yeah, it needs to be stored properly, but raw honey is one of those things that it can endure fluctuating temperatures and things like that as long as it's sealed. Um, it says the experts note that most food safety charts say to store it in a cool, dark place for up to 12 months. Well, the experts obviously are wrong about that because raw honey can last forever. I mean, you can put it in a pyramid for 5,000 years and it's still going to be good. That's been proven. So, you had any
No, and
ones
just
that you can
remember
think
too,
of?
if it turns solid in the jar, your container, that's what it's supposed to do.
Well, if it solidifies, that's still okay.
Yeah.
You can put the container that it's in and put it in some hot water, or you can zap it in the microwave for a few seconds, and it'll be just fine.
Hey, a microphone helps, doesn't it?
Yeah, it kind of does.
um, I'm used to the earbuds, so yeah. Oops.
Yeah. So, hold on one second. Uh, yeah, you got that, Dave. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So the next one.
There we go. Much better
Okay.
audio now that I actually have a microphone. So,
The next one is apple cider vinegar. Apple cider vinegar is, I agree with this statement here, is a superhero and should wear a cape. Uh, let's see. It says obviously it's made from apple juice that's been fermented twice. It contains natural probiotics and antibiotics, which can help boost gut health, prevent cell damage, and possibly help with regulating blood sugar. So that's a good thing. Let's see. I don't have my live up. And let's see here. There we go. Because I want to see the chats. Can you see who's in the chat, Dave? I can't see it from here.
nope, not yet. Although there's a delay.
Oh, I see. There's Chuck and Ronnie. Hey, Chuck and Ronnie, how are y'all doing? Let's see. The next on the list here.
There we go.
Next on the list
Shut
here
that down.
is cornstarch. That one was kind of an odd one to me, but cornstarch is one of those things. Of course, it has to stay dry.
Where
and
can you get this honey?
Where what?
Chuck, where can you get this honey?
Raw honey, you can get it anywhere.
Make sure when you're looking for honey, you want to source local honey for yourself. Local honey is the best thing to do for allergies. It really helps out with the pollen for the basic reason of, here you go, Dave, smack the microphone. For the basic reason of they're making honey out of the pollen that's around your area. So it'll help you build up that immune system to that. And if you want to go a step further, you use a local honey infused with garlic. And it ferments for how long?
Well, I ferment it no less than a month.
Okay.
You can ferment it for longer than that. You can ferment it for several months. The longer the better, but I ferment it for no less than 1 month because those two things, each of them by themselves are powerhouses, but when you put them together, it helps with prevent colds and flus and things like that. It also helps with allergies. So, my recommendation, because of my own trial and error, is to take roughly 1 to 2 tablespoons of that mixture per day. So, because I found out that I wasn't exactly taking enough of it and felt the sniffles a little bit not too long ago, so I upped the dosage. So, and it does help.
It does, and also too, if you would like, which we do, we use just not the garlic honey. We use the honey for our coffee sweetener. It works out extremely
Oh,
well.
I
It's
put it
good
in
for
my, yeah, I use regular honey to sweeten my coffee, and I put a tablespoon, maybe a little bit more, of the garlic honey in my coffee as well. You might think that's going to taste terrible. It doesn't. It doesn't taste bad at all. I can't describe the flavor, but it's
well.
not bad. It really isn't.
Honey is one of the super products out there, so just think of it that way. So that's the reason why I wanted to back up a little bit and go back to the honey conversation, because it is very good for you. Just make sure, don't get the little squeeze bears of honey.
Okay, as far as choosing honey, just make sure you get raw organic honey. Just look for those things that on the bottle, and you should be okay, because anything else is going to be high fructose corn syrup made to taste like honey. So just beware. Let's see. I was on cornstarch, I believe.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Cornstarch doesn't go bad as long as you have it in a sealed container and it doesn't get any moisture inside the container. And of course, everybody knows that's a great thickening agent for soups and stews and things like that. So, and this next one is very obvious: is salt. Uh, Obviously for flavoring your food, but also used for curing meats and other things. If you're using, I know I've said this before, I'm a broken record, I apologize, but if you use that 99-cent container of Morton salt, uh, that salt is null and void. It won't go bad per se, but it's null and void in nutritional value. It's stripped of all the minerals that your body needs.
Well, it really matters what salt you get. And
It
if you're
does.
trying to maintain certain minerals in your body, the Celtic gray salt is one of the best ones for you. Lisa was telling me that that actually allows the salt to get in your system. And I'm just going to break it down like
It's
really, really simple.
okay. Well, it has to do with magnesium.
The magnesium in it. It allows certain your water to get to where it needs to go, instead of it just collecting in your body and then you just getting rid of it on its own. You ever wonder why you just keep on drinking water, but it seems like the water's not getting to where it needs to go?
Well, that's where you get swelling,
Exactly.
like swelling in the ankles and things like that. And y'all can look this up. Y'all can definitely look this up, and I encourage you to do so, because what the magnesium in the good salt does is pull the moisture into the cells rather than just hanging around wherever and causing swelling. So, you can have your that regular table salt and drink tons of water, but technically you're still dehydrated. So that's not a good thing. So the good mineral salt is what you need to use. Celtic gray, as Dave said, Himalayan pink, and there's one that you can get that's made right here in America. It's called Redmond, and that's what I primarily use now is Redmond. Oh, let's see. Next on the list here is, of course, dried legumes, dried beans. And obviously, you can use dried beans in any recipe. Very, very versatile. So, and like anything else, you know, sealed container, dark and dry, no moisture. What you doing?
Make an adjustment.
Okay.
getting messages and notes and things like
Okay.
that. So there we go. Let's see how that works. See if I need to turn that up a little bit more, or I think that may get me where I need to go. Sorry, you were talking about legumes.
Yeah, dried beans and lentils. Any dried bean really.
Well, again, that goes with storage. You know, like Josh has put in here. I guess some foods depends on how they are stored as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that is correct. You know, and I put in there the storage should have put it is in there is as important as the contents. You know, because you can have the best food, even honey, and don't have it stored properly,
Mm-hmm.
it will go bad.
Well, honey won't go bad. As
Well,
long as it doesn't get any moisture
no,
in
but
the
it
container or whatever.
well, okay, so it'll attract bugs because it
It
is
will.
sweet, you know.
Yeah.
So the storage is very important. That's why we go and discuss the containers, the buckets, the mylars, the oxygen absorbers.
Yeah, I mean, even if you're storing a food that technically will last indefinitely, you still need to store it properly to avoid one, moisture, and two, bugs, which are two of the main enemies of food storage. Did you add anything else?
No,
no?
it was just talking about storage. It's very very important. And I did not have this window pulled up, but I just did.
I'm going to put what I'm looking at the website in the chat for everybody. Hopefully it will go. There we go.
Discountmylars.com.
Oh yeah. And the oxygen absorbers.
Well, they do it all. Discountmylars.com. Not affiliated with them. We buy all our Mylars from them. Excuse me. We buy all our Mylars and oxygen absorbers from them. The good thing we found about them is they have these 7 mil thickness bags, and that's what you're looking for. You can get some Mylar that feels like a potato chip bag. They're so thin. Those won't last. You'll have the Mylar will actually poke holes in the other Mylars, just putting them in the containers. But what's cool about it is you can get these, and I know we're talking about food, but I want to go to the storage real quick because it was brought up. They have a gusseted bottom.
Okay, I'm having trouble finding that website. Can you put it in the chat?
MyDiscountMylar.com.
My Discount Mylar.
Yep. I'm sorry. DiscountMylarbags.com.
Discount
MylarBags.com.
Mylar bags. Ah, come on. Oh, there it is.
So this one, they have a gusseted bottom on the bag, which means it opens up, it bellows across the bottom, so it will stand up on its own. It also has a zip lock feature in the top of the bag. Well, you would do the vacuum sealing, the heat sealing, thermal sealing, it's worded different ways, across the top of that zip lock, above the zip lock. So when you open it up, you can then press the air back out of the bag and seal it up if you don't use all the contents of that bag. The cool part about it is, so it's just like a Mountain House package. It's got that gusseted bottom that you can open it up and you can stand the bag up to where if
It's convenient.
it is very, very convenient. And
Especially when you're filling it up.
Yes.
And it's very sturdy because the bags are pretty thick, especially if you get the 7 mil.
Yeah, they're 7 mil, you know, and what is it right here? They've got a 7 by 10 by 3 50 count for like $36, and there you go. So that's what we use, and then we use the oxygen absorbers that they sell here also. And a rule of thumb here for us, when you're doing a bag like this, which is like it's a 1 1/4 quart bag ish, you know, you would do 100 cc of oxygen absorber in there.
Bigger the bag, the higher cc of O2 absorber you want to use.
Right. You know, if
Like if you're using a 5-gallon bucket,
that's
you
a
would-
2,000.
or 2,000. I was thinking 5,000,
Yeah.
2,000.
That's a 2,000.
But you know me, I've said it before. I double up on them just to be sure.
And the oxygen absorber goes inside the bag. Do
What are you
not,
talking about? Duh.
if you're putting your Mylars in a bucket, do not throw the oxygen absorber in the top of the bucket. It needs to be in the Mylar bags because it will suck the bucket down
Did
and
you do
collapse
that?
the bucket. No, I've seen some others do it.
Are you lying?
No.
But you really did do it.
No, actually, Ron, some of the guys that was talking about that with
Oh.
Ron.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm blaming you.
Yeah. No. It was when we did it up there with them.
Oh, okay.
You know, that you can't just throw the oxygen absorber inside the bucket. It has to be in the Mylar bag. So,
Right.
but yeah, that's your go-to shop for all of that stuff. And
So it's bent the walls of the bucket.
It did.
Inside.
so, and then,
Well, that's how you know you bought the O2 absorber from the right place.
oh yeah.
They work.
And then, food grade buckets. Don't skimp on that, guys.
Oh yeah.
You know, I know that you're putting your food in your Mylar bags. You're thinking that the food is protected, but you know, you're talking about long-term stuff and the non-food grade buckets. I don't know. To me, I don't trust it. But also too, being that that's a food grade bucket, it's a double duty. I could use that later on if I need to transport water or anything else, and don't have to worry about too many chemicals. So that's just me. You know, you don't have to, but it's just me.
I think we rabbit holed.
We did. Okay.
Okay, next on the list of non-perishable foods, and this one surprised me. It's sugar. It says just like salt, sugar can last forever if you keep it away from moisture and heat. According to the Utah State University Extension, granulated sugar lasts indefinitely due to the resistance of microbial growth. Okay, a package of sugar generally has a best buy date of about 2 years. Well, they put expiration dates on bottled water. Give me a break.
Yeah.
But that's just because it might get clumpy after a while. But you know what? That's okay. That's okay. Let's see. Oh, well, here's a good one. Hard liquor. Let's see. Even if you don't drink, you can still use it for bartering or even cooking.
Well, they were saying especially vodka.
Well, vodka now, that one is a great one to make like vanilla extract
And
or any kind of
tinctures.
extract.
And tinctures.
Tinctures, yes, tinctures.
But make
It can
sure
also be
you're
used as a
buying-
disinfectant.
If you're buying your vodka, make sure you're buying it in the glass bottles, unless you are using it directly. If you're using it if you're buying vodka to store or
store
any
it.
liquor,
Yeah, get the glass bottle.
get glass bottles.
Very good point there. Because plastic, I guess it depends on what kind of plastic it is. Some last forever, some deteriorate. Like when we were storing our water in washed out milk jugs, and about 3 years time had passed and they started leaking. So yeah, glass bottles. Let's see. Okay, here's one that doesn't expire. It's pure vanilla extract, not the imitation, but pure vanilla extract. Oh, well, of course, white rice. Just like the beans. Keep them stored in a sealed container with no moisture, no light, or anything like that. However, I have something to say about white rice. Yes, it is good in a pinch, but white rice, just the plain long grain rice that you get at the grocery store, is fairly processed and bleached and all kinds of things. If you want to get a really good organic rice, my choice is basmati rice. It's a little bit more in cost, but it is worth it. It's not bleached, it's not processed, it's just rice. So just a tidbit there. Uh, Here is the next one, and this was another one that surprised me. Pure maple syrup. It says if you typically buy imitation maple syrup at the supermarket, you might want to reconsider. Pure maple syrup contains vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants, and best of all, it doesn't have any artificial ingredients. True. Uh, Plus, unopened pure maple syrup, you make sure you get it in, again in the glass bottle, will keep indefinitely, so feel free to stock up when you find a good deal. That's true. Here's one that I was very happy about because I love soy sauce. I absolutely love soy sauce. Um, it's most of the time, I've seen it a lot in the plastic bottles, but if you can find it in a glass bottle, I would get that
And we have gotten some of the soy sauce
for long term.
long term, and you can tell the plastic bottle starts to
It starts
deform
to kind
a
of do
little.
what the bucket did.
Yep. So
The in the middle, it kind of sucks in a little bit.
maybe we ought to just swap it over to mason jars.
Well, because it's now it said unopened.
Right.
So if we opened it,
Maybe.
I'm gonna have to do some research on that. Maybe we'd have to can it, like in the pressure canner.
Right.
So,
Well, does your list have coconut oil?
um, I don't. Hold on. Let me go down here and let me check. I don't think so, but I could be wrong because I didn't really look at.
Well, I had pulled up another list, and coconut oil is on it, and it says
Okay. Oh, well.
you can be used in place of butter, shortening, and cooking oil, and then pressed into duty as a health and beauty aid. Coconut oil unrefined coconut oil is also called virgin coconut oil. This type of coconut oil has the most nutritional benefits, and the shelf life has been documented as anywhere from 2 to 5 years to indefinite. So, coconut oil also, we have used that for coffee sweetener. We like coffee. You'll notice there's many ways to sweeten coffee. But also, too, for a lot of people, I have psoriasis. And I will tell you this right now coconut oil is the best thing to put on eczema, or for me, eczema or psoriasis. One of the main reasons is it's not a chemical.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing is so you get some of it on your clothes, it washes out. And it's not like some of these other things to where God, the coal tar was horrendous. It would destroy every piece of fabric it touched.
Another thing that you actually could use in place of coconut oil is castor oil, but
But
castor oil will not come out of your clothes.
no, and it is sticky. It's great.
It's very, very thick.
But
But the next one here on the list, now Dave, you're probably going to disagree with it just like I am. Frozen meat.
actually, I would say that we have had some meats in the freezers that was done properly with the food saver.
Okay.
And we have gotten probably 10 years. We have, okay, put it this way. We back up a little bit. We have had some meats shuffled down to the bottom of the freezer over years. And when we went to go pull some stuff out, oh, look how old this is. Now, it was not an intent on storing it that long. It just happened to get shuffled down to the bottom. But yes, I mean, I have no problem with long-term frozen things.
Well,
But now this is the kicker here. That's power.
yeah, so that's what I'm
So the
saying.
things we're
That's
mentioning
why I
here-
kind of disagree with that because
Well,
okay. So the home food saver, it's not a commercial product. Okay, like when you go to the grocery store, you get the like for instance the Cornish game hens. They're completely the wrapping is completely around because it was vacuumed commercially, so all of that air got out of the product. But a food saver, it's not a commercial product, so I don't think that it gets all of the air out of the bag. So I'm gonna put an X on frozen meats. You know, if you want to preserve your meats for indefinite storage, uh, you can can them and then store the jarred food, of course, properly, cool, dark, and dry. So that's what I would do. Uh, let's see. Next one. What you doing?
Comments?
Oh, the next one is canned ham. It says, according to the USDA, there are two kinds of canned hams: shelf stable canned hams and canned hams that need to be refrigerated. Uh, the ones that need to be refrigerated clearly say keep refrigerated on the package, and they need to be put in the fridge right away. Um, well, that confuses me because why would they put them in a can? Then I don't get it. But it canned ham. I don't know why specifically canned ham is on here because the next one is canned tuna, and then you also have your canned vegetables and things like that. You know, those will, as long as they're not the pop tops. You know, those will last indefinitely as long as they are stored properly. Um, let's see, and then we have molasses. Uh, Unopened molasses is fine for a. It says for a full year at room temperature in a dark, cool place, according to the USDA.
So another thing I want to bring up about that is, you have to understand when it says approved by the FDA
USDA.
or USDA for expirations, they're required to put those
I
expirations
know
on there.
that. I get that they're required to do that,
You know,
but
but like I said,
I just call BS on it.
well, there are a certain number of people in which, yes, some things you can go by the expiration date to the number.
Mm-hmm.
But there's, if you go to your refrigerator and you want to toss every single thing out that's got an expired date on it, you're throwing out good food.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Well, 9 times out of 10, yes, unless it stinks, you know. But
yeah, So I mean, you need to trust your nose and figure that out. But the expiration date, everything is required to have an expiration date on it. Everything.
yes. Now, on the canned fruits and vegetables, now I do agree with what it says here. The cans must be in good condition, meaning no dents, swelling, or rust.
Why is that?
What do you mean?
The dented cans or rusted cans?
Okay, because of the lining on the inside of the can. Is that what you're referring to?
Yes.
Okay. That is obviously a plastic of some sort. Plastics are made from
It's a coating on the
chemical.
inside of the can to keep corrosion and rust from occurring inside the can.
But if it is broken
If it has a
due
dent
to a
in it,
dented can,
yes.
you might want to use that one right
And
away.
I'm leery of buying cans that has rust on it because I don't know where that can was stored or how it was stored.
Well, yeah, because the cans that you buy in the store cannot tolerate fluctuating temperatures.
Now, if you've got some canned goods that you've got in the basement and it may get a little bit of surface rust on top of that, that's fine because I know it's in my basement. And basements usually have a little bit of moisture, which it didn't have that on there before.
Mm-hmm.
So I trust my storage versus someone else that left it in a tractor trailer on the side of the road when it's 115 degrees.
No. Okay, another one is dried pasta. Okay, as this is the again same as the dried beans and rice. Store it properly and cool, dark, and dry, sealed container, and you are good to go. Let's see, unsweetened cocoa powder. I don't know why unsweetened matters, because sugar lasts forever. So why can't you have sweetened cocoa powder?
That means we can have tea.
Tea with cocoa powder?
No, not you
Chocolate tea.
I heard something about that. I'm reading. Make sure you have water source, and you said sugar, and I was like, tea.
Yeah. And just like the cornstarch, make sure it is in a sealed container. O2 absorbers are always suggested, recommended rather. So yeah. And now I'm on the fence about this one, peanut butter, because peanut butter always comes in a plastic container,
Um,
and it's got that foil paper seal on the top, which is
yeah,
very easily broken.
we've had those foil sealants go bad. We've had peanut butter go bad. The oils in the peanut butter will eventually mess with the plastic container. So during my travels a lot, I got a whole bunch of little disposable cups.
Oh, those are the single serves.
The little single serve
that
peanut butters.
Yeah, that you get at like the continental breakfast. Or
And
whatever.
I got lots.
He used
of
to
them.
collect them and bring them home.
Lots
and
of
for the
them.
most part, yeah, we used them. But we couldn't, because he brought home so many. We just put them in a box and stored them away.
And
of course, that was what, 14 years ago.
Yeah, but I mean, we actually wound up getting rid of them before we moved.
Oh yeah.
We figured
Some of them were kind of popped open a little bit.
and the peanut butter the oil starts separating into peanut butter, and it gets a little messy. So, if you're gonna do that, you can go. Okay, so here's the way I would do it if I was to try and store peanut butter. You can go to Ingles, and you can get the fresh made from peanuts right there where you
if they have, our Ingles doesn't have that, but
the one in Cartersville does.
Or the one in Dallas.
No, Cartersville.
Is it Cartersville? That one? Okay.
So what I would do is you would buy it in a plastic container. Then I would bring it home and I would put it in a mason jar. I would transport it into a different jar when I got home, because they won't allow you to bring your own container in there to fill up. And that's the way I would try and do it.
Well, how would you seal it up, though?
You could use the food saver with the
jar attachment?
jar sealer, and vacuum out the air just in the top in between the peanut butter and the. Now, this is all just me speaking out. I mean, I don't know.
That's something we could experiment with.
I have no problem with experimenting with a jar of peanut butter, and stay tuned. Come back in 10 years and see how it is.
Yeah. And the last one that I have, you had mentioned coconut oil. This one has coconut milk. And I'm not a real big fan of coconut, but if you like it, go ahead. I'll obviously store it in a cool, dark, and dry place. And that's the end of my list. Did you have anything else you wanted to add?
Over here, the list I found, it says 10 sardines.
Yes.
No.
Well,
because most of those have the roll top, which I consider that sealed similar to a pop top. And I wouldn't trust any can that's got the easy opening lines in it.
I get where you're coming from. However,
but it's also sardines.
There's, well, I mean, it's an acquired taste, but sardines are actually recommended more than canned tuna. In fact, because they are so packed with nutrients, it's unbelievable.
And here, I mean, it's
but a lot of preppers, recommend, stockpiling sardines.
Yeah, I know, because they are very high.
They're very nutrient rich.
Well, let's go back to the tinctures. So right here, I've got a list. Here are some of the tinctures that we make and always have on hand elderberry, colds and flu tincture, feverfew is a migraine, garlic for wellness, vinegar of the four thieves, insect repellent, dandelion blood,
Dandelion blood.
dandelion blood building
Okay.
detoxification tincture.
Finish the sentence, Dave.
Well, when I hovered over it, it popped something else up. It
Oh.
must be a click on here. And hawthorn to cover heart issues. You know, so matter of fact, let me see, this one is one I am looking at right here. And you can click on these individually, and it will. I'm trying not to get too far from my mic. I'm used to having the earbuds in there, so I'm having to hover over the microphone. But yeah, these right here are where, and we may have to.
I do have some elderberry. I don't have any vodka though.
May have to steal this. I like this.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of good
But
tinctures.
oh wow, there you
out
go.
there.
See, it brings you right to it. Hawthorn tinctures for heart, angina, high blood pressure, arrhythmia. Okay. Need to look and see about that home
Apothecary.
apothecary, but I can never say that. See if that's in there. So, but yeah, and that is Deep Roots at Home.
Deeprootsathome.com. Okay, that's easy to remember. Deeprootsathome.com.
Yeah.
Let me put that in the chat. Hold on. What else, Dave?
Oh, let's see here. Let me get this back down here where I can see it.
Oops.
I put it up on the screen so at least you could have a view. So, yeah, and Todd was saying, you know, he always he has a sourdough starter kit that is shelf stable. You know, if the commercial yeast went bad, but you have to tend to it unless frozen. That's right. You know, the yeast, you know, it's hard to keep yeast very long. You can put it in the freezer. Is it going to survive the freezer? Not sure.
Yeah.
We've had some luck with it, and we've had some not. You know, we've had some that, oh, wow, it did work out. You know, so.
Okay. Yeah, Deep Roots at Home. That's a good one.
Yeah, and that was where I was looking at my list on. And it was actually kind of cool that they had some other things, and I just closed it out.
I got it pulled up.
Nah, it's all right. But no, just remember, you know, most of this is bound by how well you store it. You know, that's really what it is. But you got to think realistically here. So, you know, when we first started, it was about bulking up.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you're a new prepper, I mean, you can't wait to get your hands on good deals. You know, and that's kind of what we did. We kind of went overboard sometimes because, you know, years ago, Ingles would have their sales, and they were unbelievably good sales. And nowadays, I think they caught on to me because the deals are not so great anymore. You know, because we used to be able to get
Well, I did mess that up.
you know, a whole chicken for like $2 or something like that, and you know, on sale nowadays it's
Well,
$9.
well, actually, what I was trying to get to, I'm sorry, a little like my camera was about to fall off the holder here. You know, in the beginning, when we were sitting here talking about, you know, okay, we're gonna get started prepping. What's the first thing you do? You go buy your beans, your sugar, your salt,
Beans and rice,
your
blah,
flour.
blah, blah. Mm-hmm.
You know, you buy all this stuff in bulk, and you wind up with 100 pounds of salt, 100 pounds of sugar, 100 pounds of beans.
Which is not it's not
It's
necessarily a bad
it's
thing.
not. But one thing to remember is that we did stuff in the larger 5 gallon bags of
Hmm.
Mylar. So when we go to open one of those buckets, it's going to be 25 pounds of beans
It's
we're
not
opening.
separated.
So
It's not portioned
sure,
out.
I'm not
So,
saying that well, we need to do it better, and I've thought about opening those up. And
well, we actually, as far as those types of things, we can.
yes, but make sure you're doing it more of a portion size instead of you opening
Hmm.
25 pounds of
Hmm.
beans or sugar or
Well,
salt or
you don't want to be in the position to where, you know, the shit's hit the fan. Okay, there is no power or anything like that. You can't do any more sealing bags or anything like that. You know, because
well,
once you open that bucket, you won't be able to seal it back.
actually you could, but it takes a little bit of creativity.
Ingenuity,
You know,
do tell.
you would take a frying pan
Oh,
and
okay.
you can heat it on the stove
Or over
or
fire.
a fire, and then you lay the mylar bag across a 2x4, and then you would drag that across the mylar, and it would melt
Okay,
it closed.
good idea.
Um, you can use any type of metal that you can heat up and lay on top of that mylar, as long as it's on like a 2x4 or something. So
Yeah.
I remember a long time ago I was watching a class on mylar, and she had a clothes dryer, a clothes ironer, and
Hmm.
they would lay the mylar across the top of a piece of plywood and take the iron and run across that, and it would create a nice little edge.
Hmm.
So but yeah, that's how you could.
But
Of course,
to
you're.
seal it without power,
Yeah,
you
I
can't
mean,
turn the stove on unless you have gas.
um, but you get in a frying pan, you get in a fire,
Hmm.
you get in the heat. It's a lot involved. But it
Well,
can be
it
done.
would work.
It can be done.
That would work. Okay. Anything else?
Um, Not that I can think of. And you're looking at. We're thinking about indefinitely. But there's a whole bunch of stuff that does that 25-year mark.
Hmm.
You know, the majority of the foods that cross over of the 25-year versus forever are one and the same, except for here this one says hardtack. So
Oh well, that's definitely a forever food.
yeah. um Powdered milk is good for 25 years.
Yeah. Well, anything that is dehydrated or freeze dried, again stored properly, will last, indefinitely, just like the foods that I had on my list. So,
And lo and behold, the freeze dried and dehydrated foods, so and which those are just so much fun to get into.
all the combinations you can put together,
Matter of fact, on Facebook Marketplace, I've seen a Harvest Right freeze dryer for $1,500.
how many trays did it hold?
It was the same size as ours, a medium.
Medium, so that's 4 trays.
So that's a
That's a
thousand dollars
really,
off.
it's more than that. Uh, did you want to find that link to that, or because
And it's on Facebook Marketplace. So,
well, I know, but somebody might be interested. You never know.
but canned meats, and I would tell you, fixing to get back into the canning, I believe.
Yeah, yeah. I'm about to clean out the deep freezer, and because there's some things in the bottom there that not I there's nothing wrong with them, but we have to make room.
Oh wow, there's actually quite a few.
Okay. Well, just go to your Facebooks and look up, freeze dryers on Facebook Marketplace. That's, you know,
1800, 1900, 1900 mediums. Hiram, Atlanta.
hmm
There's one in Waleska for 1200.
that's not bad.
So yeah, there's
You
quite
know,
a few of them on there. So that may save you some money if that is the direction you want to go.
because brand new, the medium size is over $3,000.
Yeah, ooh, here's a
So
large for 2300. So
those
check
are really good deals.
check the pumps. You want to make sure that it does come with the proper pump. And then do your own homework. I'll leave it at that.
hmm
Find out what you need to know about these things before you go and look at one of these things. Don't just buy one blindly. So
Yeah, I mean, even though it is a very, very good deal, I will say that,
they are. I
but
mean,
you can still get screwed, you know, because it is a used product, obviously. There is no warranty, so just be very careful on things like that.
yeah. Well, let's see here. If you wanted to go directly to Harvest Right, they are selling theirs.
Now, there is another company that
There
does them
is.
now, but they're the same. They're the same price. So,
Mediums start at $2,500.
oh, okay. They must
Okay, the small is 1,600. Medium is 25. Large is 3,100, and the extra large is breaking my computer because it won't even come up. Oh, it's because it's sold out. Oh wait, change colors. $5,000.
I will take two.
Right? Black, silver, stainless, or white. So check them out. We've got one and love it.
Yeah, once you get into the freeze drying world, the possibilities, just like the canning world, it's endless
It is
possibilities.
unlimited. Because you make Lisa made spaghetti last night. We have leftovers. It goes on the tray. It goes into Mylar. Boom, here you go. Here's your Mountain House spaghetti meal already ready to go. And it's homemade from her with her ingredients.
And you know what's in it.
You know what's in it. So you're able to make your own mountain
And
houses. And
it's fun, especially when you go online and you look for different recipes, and put them together and put your own twist on them. It's fun.
yeah. And you get to do candies.
Some.
Some candies. And ice cream.
Yeah. Well, did that work? Did the ice cream work?
It did.
It did.
It did. You got to
Sort of,
cut
kind
like
of.
an ice cream sandwich into
You have to cut it in
1 inch
half.
squares because it's a little thick, dense.
It's very dense, yeah.
You wind up with the center not getting done all the way. But no, it's cool. You're totally limited on your imagination when you have a freeze dryer. So let me close that out. I don't need that
Okay.
anymore.
Well, did you have anything else you wanted to add?
No. I just wanted to bring up that if you are getting into, your prepping, if you're just now finding us, welcome aboard, and just don't get into the weeds. If you need to start prepping and don't know how to prep, reach out to us. We can help you, walk you through it. But just remember, buy a little bit at a time. We're sitting here talking about big bulk buys. It doesn't always have to be like that.
Unless you find a really good deal.
Unless you find a really good deal. Back in the day we would go to Ingles and Kroger and find chicken for 50 cents a pound. And
Oh, that
crap,
was a
here we
steal,
go.
yeah.
Here's a whole shopping cart full of it, and then we spend 4 days straight canning chicken. But we love it. We turn some music on. We would sit over there and hang out and do this.
But the if you've never had your own canned chicken or beef, you are so missing out because the flavor just by itself. And when we first started, all we would use just a little bit of salt, and you can't use the table salt because for some reason, just regular table salt will turn it cloudy, and not necessarily going to ruin the food. It's just going to turn cloudy, and it just doesn't look as pretty. But
No,
you are definitely missing out on a flavor that is so phenomenal, you know, and it's just the meat and the flavor of the meat and just a little bit of salt.
you wouldn't happen to have a picture of the canner and the burner, would you?
The canner and the burner.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Okay. Our next go around, we're going to show y'all a picture of how we set up our canner. We use a Camp Chef propane 2i burner.
Well, the reason why is because we have a glass top stove, and glass top stoves these days, they say that you can use a canner, but I don't trust it, so no.
But the best part about that is we can be canning stuff without power. You know,
Yes.
ultimately we've mentioned this a couple times before that if you're in the game and you got freezers and fridges and all this other stuff, you need to know how to can.
Most definitely, because, like we said before, our reason for prepping is we base it off a worst case scenario, which in our opinion would be an EMP. So, whatever reason you're prepping for, it doesn't really matter. But we always say just do something.
Yes. But we'll show you a picture of what we use. The Camp Chef 2i burner is actually really, really easy to use. Double duty because you get to cook off
I
of
can
it.
even use it.
But you can put your frying pans over it. You can cook on it, and it's made for low country bowls and what have you. But it works perfect for canning, and we've actually ran 2 canners at the same time. So get you a canner, get you something to do it with. Try it a couple times. I'm not saying you have to do a whole bunch of canning, but at least get an idea of how it works. Because okay, so your power goes out. You've got a chest freezer, you got 2 fridges, freezers, everything's full, and now you realize the power's not coming back on.
Yeah.
As that food starts to thaw in your freezers, you're going to have to find a way to store this food.
Well, if it's an EMP, okay, and this is just my own opinion,
Or
Dave, you can
a grid down.
correct me if I'm wrong. Let's say we had an EMP situation. People are not going to realize or start to realize that this is a serious situation and it's not going to be fixed anytime soon. It's going to take people, I'm going to say, a week.
Well, yeah, because everybody's thinking 3 to 5 days, the power's going to come back on.
Yeah. But once people start realizing, you don't want to wait, whether it's not an EMP, once you figure out that it's an EMP, rather.
But if there's no power, you won't be able to get news. You have no idea.
Well, I know. But once you start to feel like, okay, something's not right here. That right there is the moment you need to get started.
Yeah. This ain't because of the local ice storm. Or what have you. Because your freezer is going to thaw in levels. As it thaws, you're able to pull that stuff out and start canning this stuff and keep it going and be preserving. Other than that, you're just going to sit there and have to cook all this food, and you can't eat that much food.
Not even, and a lot of neighborhoods, they do blackout parties, which is all right.
A hurricane party,
that's
yeah.
fine. But excuse me. What are y'all going to do when that food runs out? You can only party for so long, and then you're going to be out of food.
Well, okay, so here's another scenario, another reason why you need to learn how to can. So we've all said, well, there's going to be the potential of being able to get wild game. You know, we've got some deer, turkey around here in the yard. Well, if I was to take a turkey or deer, I can put it in the canner and preserve that food for 25 years without no power.
Mm-hmm.
If not, I shoot that deer out there. We're going to cook it. And yes, you can salt cure. You can jerk the meat. You can do all kind of different things like that, but you're not preserving that meat to last that long. So, and jerky doesn't last that long either unless it's stored properly. So just think about it that way. The canning is actually your in the darkness, no power way to preserve food. So learn how to do it. Get you the goods, and get you some jars. Have you a couple cases of jars sitting off to the side for just in case. So that's something I wanted to just get into, and I'm trying to really hammer down on the point of the canner. That is the ultimate way to preserve food when.
Well, I've got a tickle in my throat. Sorry.
There you go.
It's kind of the only way. Thank you. The only way to preserve food really with no power, unless you can sun dry things. I mean, you can. I don't know how to do that.
Well, there's a lot. There's some other ways. There are, but by all means, the canner is actually just really easy. It is. It's not that hard to get into. It's not that difficult.
And there are still people today that are afraid of pressure canning because of what happened decades ago with the canners, because they didn't have that overpressure plug in the lid. They would blow up. But that doesn't happen anymore.
No.
And even I was afraid, when I first started, but boy, once I got started and figured out.
Now you do it and walk away from it because you're like, I can come back in 90 minutes.
I remember one time, Seth was still in high school. I had just started the canner. It had just got up to pressure, so then I was able to put the weight on it, and then that's when the canning, the timing, that's when you start the time. Quarts for 90 minutes, pints for 75 minutes. And I probably shouldn't have, I'll admit, but I left and went and picked Seth up from school and came back and it was still rolling.
Which was a whopping 7 minutes down the road.
Well, it wasn't that far.
So, but just think about it that way. That's how you can keep preserving your food if you need to without power.
But once you get started and you learn the process, you can do it with your eyes closed. It's so simple.
But here's another double duty thing of this. Okay, so you've got the Camp Chef or equal something, some type of a propane eye burner.
Yeah.
You can now boil water on top of that and purify water.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So you can preserve your food and you can purify your water with it.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, that's one of the main reasons why we keep our water bath around, because that's the biggest container we have.
Yeah, it's a pretty big
and it's
pot.
an enamel coated, so it's a very durable thing. But we do low country bowls out of it, and it works great.
I've been craving that lately.
Right. But yeah, just look into it. And again, if you have any questions about how to do this, hit us up. Shoot us an email. We're on Facebook. Shoot us a message. We'll walk you through it. So I don't want anybody scared of doing this. You have the resource. We're here. So hit us up.
Most definitely.
So, all right. Is that all you have?
That's all. We kind of rabbit holed a couple times, but
Okay.
That's why we call it the rabbit hole.
So
You have something else?
I do, but it's about the next rabbit hole. So what we're going to do is, I think you all are starting to notice a theme of what's going on, that we'll have kind of a tech type thing or geek, whatever, one net me and one net Lisa.
Not
that
necessarily.
Well, no, not necessarily, but it's kind of a trend right
Well,
now.
it's usually topics that either you know more about than I do, or I know more about than you do.
Well, no, 100%. You are all in for the home remedies, the food preps, and this and that, and I'm the nerd. So, it was brought up a little while back, and I had totally glossed right over it. That we talk a lot about EDC, and perhaps we ought to show on how to carry your EDC stuff. Belts, holsters, gear bags, backpacks, pants with lots of pockets and things like that. Thank you, Jeff. But and that was one of the things that I did. I kind of glossed over that. We can talk about
Well, you've been working on town.
well, there's some crazy stuff going on, and there's still some crazy stuff going on. But let's talk about how to carry this stuff. Um, whatever you're doing, type of holsters, knife sheaths, mag pouches, backpacks. If you got something, what's your go-to bag? Every time I go to the store, I grab this. I got a friend of mine. He's just about my life coach. He uses a Carhartt bag for everything he's got. It's so unsuspecting, you'll never notice it. But what is your bag? What is your
Is that
holster?
going to be the next topic?
That is going to be the next topic. So let's do that. I'm going to take a whole bunch of pictures of some stuff that I have, and that way I can give it to Lisa. She can load it all into it. We can post some pictures of the stuff that I've got, and then we can play around with the stuff that you've got. If you've got something you want to show us,
Send us a picture in the email.
send us a picture in the email, and we can link it on here. We can actually do it to where it's
So
anonymous.
is this Oh yeah.
If you want to say, "Hey, this is my cool bag," but I don't want nobody to know, I won't say your name. Shoot us an email. Send us a picture of what you got. That's what I want to know. Black Point holsters, T-Rex arms holsters, which I know a lot of people, quit following T-Rex, but they still make a good holster. 511 pistol belts is the best ones I've used yet, even though they're all made in Vietnam. It is what it is. Core is another good belt. So let me know what you use and shoot us a picture, whether it be Facebook Instant Messenger or email address or what have you. And
through the email address, I think would be better.
the email address would be better. My Facebook does not notify me if I get a message or someone links something to me.
It doesn't message me either, or give me a notification if somebody puts something on one of our pages or whatever. So I only get notification through instant messenger, but it is what it is. Just send it to the Rabbit Hole Consulting LLC at gmail.com. And so I guess it's is this another EDC, Dave?
Well, it is an ED,
But it's kind of a show and tell.
no, exactly. If you don't hear, I'm over here banging on keyboards. But yeah, it's going to be, what do you use? You've seen me, kind of, show all my junk off, Shoot me some pictures of what y'all carry, your backpacks, your holsters, and things like that. That way we can get a little more interaction with you guys, and or hey, this is the best thing. You need one of these, type deal. So that'll be the next one in 2 weeks, and
We'll just call it show and tell.
yeah, how to carry your EDC. Let's talk about pants. Duluth trading is one of my go-to things. Duluth trading is the pants I wear. I wear them almost religiously every day. So.
Alrighty then.
Cool.
Okay, well I guess we're going to wrap up then.
All right, everyone. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight.
Indeed. Thank you so much for joining us. We've had it was a good one tonight.
Yeah, this is fun, and stay safe, everyone, and just do something. That's the main thing. Just do something.
Yeah. All right. Well, we will see you all in 2 weeks for the next Rabbit Hole show. Show and tell on our gear.
Right. And your closer.
Oh, yeah. I don't know why I keep forgetting to say that lately. Invest in precious metals, brass and lead. Good night, everybody.
That's it. Hit that like and subscribe down there too. That way you can stay tuned with us. Fix to start doing a couple little short videos once I figure out even how to load it.
I can help you with that. I can do that.
She can do that.
I'm not tech savvy, but I can do that.
There we go. I got some reviews on some lights and some things like that I want to do. So
Okay.
Stay tuned.
Alrighty. Well, thanks for joining us, everybody. Thanks for all your info in the chat, participation, and everything. Thank